What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new reaction. It's been a while, I'm sorry, but I have a good reason. I recently moved to college and my internet is so bad, I just can't record these and upload them. It literally won't upload the videos, but I've kind of figured it out. So whenever I go home on the weekends, I'm just gonna record a bunch during the week and edit them up and then go home with my laptop and upload them and schedule them. But anyways, today we got some fitmc. It's been a long time since I've watched some good old fitmc. I'm kind of excited, so let's get into it.
I've spent 9 years on the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft telling people that once your base gets destroyed, that's it. It can never return to its former glory. Well, I'm here to tell you that I've been proven in the most unexpected way possible. One of the server's most famous building groups went to the ruins of my old base, which was destroyed 6 years ago.
Dang.
And they've repaired it 100%. From the builds
cool.
to the terrain, everything is exactly the way it was before it was griefed. They managed to accomplish this in less than 7 days. Not only has it been rebuilt,
that is crazy,
but my old basemates and I have actually been living here, repaired it 100%. From the builds
cool.
to the terrain, everything is exactly the way it was before it was griefed. They managed to accomplish this in less than 7 days. Not only has it been rebuilt,
that is crazy,
but my old basemates and I have actually been living here, repaired it 100%. From the builds
cool.
to the terrain, everything is exactly the way it was before it was griefed. They managed to accomplish this in less than 7 days. Not only has it been rebuilt,
that is crazy,
but my old basemates and I have actually been living here, repaired it 100%. From the builds
cool.
to the terrain, everything is exactly the way it was before it was griefed. They managed to accomplish this. Other players, including myself, were invited to help contribute to the base. The name Aureus is Latin for gold, since the base's massive gold farm allowed us to line the roads with solid blocks of it. For an entire year, it was our home on the server, but in 2016, the coordinates were leaked during the Rusher War. Instead of allowing the Rushers to take credit for the grief, we destroyed it ourselves. My basemates and I have returned to the ruins a few times over the years for different reasons, ranging from duels to group reunions, and even one attempted rebuild of the city's main area, which didn't go as planned. But every single time we've come back, the destruction has gotten worse and worse. It's gotten so bad that I was actually there a few months ago for a video and didn't even recognize it because of how desolate it was. Who would be crazy enough to try and bring this base back to life? Well, his name is Deloaded, the leader of one of the server's largest building groups, Donfear. He has overseen the construction of many creative bases over the years, with a dedicated team of builders at his side. A few months ago, he had been thinking of new ways to challenge both himself and his builders. Instead of just creating another new build, what if an old base that had become unrecognizable was restored 100% to its original condition?
That's a good idea.
Not just the builds, but the surrounding terrain as well, which often gets absolutely wrecked in the process of griefing. Even going a step further, what if the original base members could be convinced to come back and re-inhabit the city? That would be a true resurrection of a base, something that's never really happened before. Usually when
I mean, it's probably just gonna get griefed again, right? Doesn't, like, a lot of people have coordinates to his base now?
Coordinates are public, rebuilding just isn't realistic and bases can never truly come back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Deloaded knew it was time to prove this viewpoint wrong. Together with a team of his most trusted builders, he came up with a plan. Aureus City met all of the criteria for their challenge. The group needed to accomplish 5 major tasks: remove all lava casts and obsidian, restore the natural terrain, rebuild the roads, the core area, and finally, the outer builds. All of this would need to be done in less than a week.
That's crazy.
The reason was that the ruins of Aureus still received visitors from time to time due to its significance in the server's history.
That's a ton of building in a week.
Not too long ago, another famous base, the Valley of Wheat, was completely rebuilt, but it was destroyed just hours after completion, making the entire project a wash.
Oh
the
my.
Donfear builders knew that Aureus could survive.
It's gonna be so devastating. You rebuild an entire base and just destroy it within a couple hours.
The group headed towards the ruins, and on July 31st, 2022, the project began. A player named Nama was the first one to arrive at the ruins and started the long, tedious process of removing all the lava casts. A huge surplus of TNT was necessary to clear everything out. Once the majority of them were removed, they could start the rebuild process. Using a world download of the original base, the builders were able to use schematica to reconstruct everything block by block.
Okay, I guess that's not that hard then.
Was required to ensure every
you're literally just following
was 100%
what it's telling you to do, almost like an instruction.
They even had to reconstruct underwater terrain to make the shorelines accurate again. Little by little, the original destruction was reversed. After a few days, the builders had made incredible progress, working around the clock in shifts. Some of the builders, such as Darkemeyer, put in over 100 hours each in a single week, which is insane. A few days in,
are these guys building this not work jobs? Like, how are they able to do that?
Us original base members were contacted and invited back to the base. We were able to get most of the OG members to agree. It was very exciting. Bases had been rebuilt before, but getting all of the original members back there was something else. After 7 days of working non-stop, the Donfjord builders had completely reconstructed everything. The town center, the Colosseum, all of the farms, and even the underground sections. I made my way back to the city, and sure enough, they weren't joking. It was like stepping back in time. And this wasn't a world download. This was the real thing. Everything was back where it belonged.
Very nostalgic for the people that originally did it.
And even the random builds scattered around the base. The last place I had called home on the server was back to its original glory. Once everyone had arrived, we had a little celebration.
Yeah.
With everyone reunited, we took formal pictures with the building team all over the base to celebrate.
Formal pictures.
A lot of them wanted autographs in the form of written books, so I was able to thank all of them with personalized messages. Gotta keep the fans happy.
You've just seen Clout in action.
Afterwards, we all decided to climb the radio tower to jump off as
this is a random thing for a fitmc video.
My old basemate and server legend XCC2 had an unfortunate accident. All right, are we waiting on anyone else? Another 2B2T legend has fallen. I ask that you go to the comments section and leave your condolences to XCC2's
You have a water bucket, man?
But anyway, after a mostly successful jump, the celebration had reached its conclusion. Now, for weeks afterwards, we actually lived at the base. It was just like the old days, walking around, checking the signboard for new messages. The base felt more alive than it ever had before. But of course, we all knew what would eventually happen. So you're probably wondering, how did the rebuild eventually fall? Well, it's actually pretty funny.
Man, Farmer's Insurance ad, are you kidding me, bro?
What gave it away was the reconstructed map art of Rainbow Dash. A 2B2T player named Rebane hosts a website that automatically keeps track of the different maps that have been created on the server. If a new map ID is used up, the image gets posted to the website by a bot. Now, since 2B2T is an anarchy server, many of the maps are wildly inappropriate, so I cannot show them on YouTube. But when Donfjord rebuilt Rainbow Dash, the map showed up on Rebane's website. Since it was one of the more notorious map arts back in the day, many are aware that it was built at Aureus. So when it showed up, people began to investigate. Visitors would begin to flock to the base, with some leaving signs and even adding their own creations to the base. One visitor named Cody Smile actually added an entire underground town to the base.
Man, that's pretty cool.
Word began to spread fast.
At least he was nice.
Several griefing groups heard that the city had been rebuilt. They began racing to the coordinates to try and be the ones to destroy it. But the builders had been expecting this and had a plan. Since we had been the ones to destroy our own base in 2016, the Donfur builders wanted to be the ones to take down their own creation. With our approval, the base was once again symbolically destroyed by the builders, not the griefers. I guess technically, this means the base lasted from 2015 until 2022. Well, maybe that's a stretch, but let me believe, okay? In my opinion, it was an appropriate way to bring the project
All
to
that
a
work
close.
and then just
Once
blow
again,
it up,
the city
man.
lay in ruins. But D-Loaded and the Donfur builders had accomplished their goal. They had proven
Just a
that
random
it is
goal.
indeed possible to bring a base back from the dead and have the original members live there once more. I'm actually pretty happy that I was proven wrong on this, as I got to re-experience life at my old home, got to see my old friends and make new ones.
I guarantee it was really
It's
nostalgic for
probably the
him.
most fun I've had on 2B2T in a while. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like.
Well, I'll see you next time.